Well, thanks to Gwen for that lovely piece. I'm looking forward to sitting down with her. Up next, we have two people who are very well known to Greater Toronto Area vegans and beyond. They can be spotted at tons of pop-ups and loads of veg festivals. Their hard work has paid off in making people aware of their amazing products. They finally had a chance to come up for air after a very hectic, nice weather schedule, so I'm pleased to welcome Tina and Neil Stokes of Vegan Stokes Cheese to Calling All Vegans. I'm fangirling out here because I love your products. So thank you for coming. Tina, I had to laugh when you wrote saying that you were stoked to be on the show. Was your maiden name nearly as much fun for making puns, or this is just the coolest last name
No,
ever?
this is definitely the coolest last name ever. Actually, my maiden name was Rana, and I used to be called Tina ran a mile, and Neil the banana peel.
Kids are very cruel, but they're very creative,
Yeah,
aren't
so
they?
Stoked is really cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
loving
actually
this name.
So what was your inspiration for starting the company?
The inspiration really was my vegan moment. I learned about the atrocities of the dairy industry, and I accidentally came across some slaughterhouse video footage. Absolutely shattered my heart, and I went vegan on the spot.
Good for you.
Right then and there, I said to Neil, I can never do this again. And the next morning, he was making me breakfast with our typical animal products, and I said, no. I said, I can't do this. But I was a cheese aficionado my whole life. My diet consisted of cheese. Literally, when Neil and I started dating, he came to my house, opened the fridge, and there was a refrigerator full of cheese.
Oh, I thought maybe
and
he
a
brought
bottle
you
of
a
wine.
cheese wheel instead of a bouquet of flowers or something.
Well, he started to, because that was my favorite thing. So I tried all of the vegan cheeses on the market.
A
And
lot of rubber cheeses over the years.
yeah, there were some. And none of them really worked for me. And I missed the big, bold, robust flavors of cheese. That's what I was used to. So I set out to make my own cheese. I experimented and dabbled around in the kitchen for months on end while Neil was a little afraid because I was growing cultures and bacteria. I said, I don't know what kind of science project you're doing, but I don't want to have anything
I
to
do that
with
in
it.
my crisper in my fridge accidentally. So.
So, Neil, that sounds like it was a bit of a surprise for you. How did that work out on your side of things?
I found it to be very honorable for Tina to make this pledge to herself and to the animal community, but I wanted no part of it. Initially, I just thought, no, I was raised on meat, dairy, eggs, and I was a big, strong guy. As a young person, I worked out a lot, and I had to get my protein, and it was just part of my my belief system. But slowly but surely, as I got, became more aware through Tina's insightful education, I was on board. But really, for me, food has to taste great.
Absolutely.
And now I think it's got to be a lot easier the last 5 years being a vegan than it was 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
It's
for sure.
just, now there's just so many alternative.
Options available.
Yeah, absolutely, and whole non-dairy sections of stores now have taken over.
Yeah. We're coming for you.
Yeah,
Some of
Well,
the
you
biggest
were.
markets.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say some of the biggest growth markets in the last few years have definitely been the plant-based proteins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you were a cop for 29 years here in Toronto. Were you vegan at that time?
No,
And through any of that?
no,
okay, because
no,
I was going to say that would not have
no,
sat
I was
well
the
with your
barbecue
buddies.
king.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
totally as an officer. You're going on shift work all the time, and if you're not eating donuts
eating
or
on the go,
muffins,
yeah.
you're eating bacon and eggs on your way to court, or
Right.
you're a commuter, and you're just trying to get by with whatever you can grab. And late at night, sometimes all you can grab is greasy fried food. But and that was my habit for sure. And I left the service of Toronto Police after a bad car accident, a lot of rehab, and actually when Tina became vegan, I thought, okay, well, this is going to help my health, but it was all about the animals.
Yeah.
Because we had puppies. Tina bought me a beautiful little puppy after my car accident to keep me company, because she had to go back to work. She took a leave of absence from work to take care of me. And then I fell in love with that dog. And there's a phrase, I think it's our friend Kimberly Carroll, that's, I think it's really hit home to me. why love one and eat the other?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
resonated with me, for sure.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So you found that there was an improvement once you changed your diet, health-wise?
Yeah, I have a lot of health issues, and I'm still here. But definitely since the veganism, it's been almost 3 years for me. Cholesterol is perfect, and I have some heart issues that are. The doctor's very, very pleased that there's been no growth. Everything is stabilizing.
Excellent, yeah.
So-
I had a similar situation where my wife had been vegetarian 30 some odd years, and I was essentially a domicile vegetarian. I wouldn't eat meat at home. But then we both became vegan around the same time a few years ago, and my blood pressure went down, my cholesterol levels improved. I lost a fair amount of weight too. I was a well-rounded individual, but I found that it had a huge impact on my life, and just sleep improved. You know?
Definitely, everything improves. And I think there is a challenge in a relationship when one person suddenly has their vegan awakening and goes vegan or goes
Definitely.
vegetarian and the other one doesn't. And so Neil and I sort of walked that path and struggled through it for 2 years, where I said, I'm going vegan, but of course I can't impose my views on you. I was a little shocked that knowing what I know, you're not going vegan. You know,
Yeah.
we all get there, I guess, in our own way and in our own time.
He was in the proverbial doghouse a couple of times, was he?
Yeah. No. We worked through it. At first, I said, well, you know, if you're going to cook meat or animals or bring animals into the house, that's what you do. And I got to the point where I said, this is just wrong. I can't do this. I can't have you bringing a dead animal into the house. So then we'd eat out, and he would eat his meat, and so we continued to try to work through it. There were the struggles, and I think the happiest moment of my life was when Neil finally decided to go vegan with this cheese. He said, I can do this. It's all
Very
about the
good.
food. I have to be able to transition my eating habits. And when the food is fantastic, I can do it. So
Definitely.
thank
Now,
you.
you are very proud and delighted recipients of the 2018 Peta Compassionate Business Award. How were you notified, and are you still basking in the afterglow of this well-deserved honor?
It really, I have to say, it's the greatest honor I could possibly imagine. I was advised by one of the PETA members who's in British Columbia, Tricia Cummings, and she flew into Toronto. We had dinner with her, and she said, I just wanted to let you know that you've been selected.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. Before we start eating,
Yeah.
I want you to know. And I literally, I welled up with,
I was gonna
with
say.
tears. And we were at a vegan restaurant, of course. It was a little embarrassing because I really,
You're going to get teary right now,
yeah,
aren't you?
no, I was so absolutely honored. As a small vegan business that's independent and tiny, I didn't understand how I could possibly garner the attention of PETA, the world's largest animal advocacy group.
Well, look at Ingrid Newkirk is a big fan
She
of your
is.
cheddar.
In fact,
big fan.
she's given me an endorsement.
I
So-
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
she-
blown away.
So I don't know how.
Well,
I-
rightly so. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
well, thank
blown
you.
away. We're like what?
Thank you. No, it really, it's a tremendous, tremendous honor.
You've got quite the variety of products, even here on display today. How do you come about them? What's your favorite? Tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here.
Well, I have 7 products on the market. We have 3 spreads, and then we have 4 wheels. They're all cashew based except for the feta cheese. The feta cheese is made with tofu.
Tofu.
And the reason for that is that in my experimenting, I just
The
couldn't
crumble.
capture the texture or the
Yeah.
the flavor of a tofu with nuts, of a feta with nuts. So that one is made with. It's our only nut-free version. We make a lot of cheese at home,
Yeah.
so. And I could continue to fill grocery store shelves with more and more products, but stores only have so much retail space, and so I sort of stopped at 7. They're all cultured. I make a lot of cheeses that aren't cultured necessarily. So we've stopped at 7. We could continue to grow. We might do different cheeses for different events and specialty
Oh, that'd be
cheeses.
kind of cool. Huh?
Yeah, well, we do our Spanica Pitas
Oh,
that we make with our feta cheese, and
Nice.
actually our feta is our best seller.
Really?
I think it's quite unique. It's nut free, and there aren't a lot of fetas on the market. And this one crumbles.
and it has the texture. Yeah,
it
the
has
crumble
the-
texture.
Yeah, and it bakes beautifully as well, right? So it's beautiful on a salad, but it also bakes. So you can bake a mushroom pie or the spanakopita.
Well, talking about the spanakopita's, do you plan to ever put recipes on your site? Because you,
Yeah,
That'd be
actually,
great.
it's something I really need to do. It's been quite a steep learning curve. I had to learn how to build a website.
yeah.
And I was the only person, I think.
I'm just a
in-
little old cheesemaker, now
Yeah.
I've got to build a website.
I know, and
too.
I wasn't even on social media. I didn't have Facebook. I think I'm the only person that in the world.
Well, I'm just new to
possibly.
Instagram, so
Yeah.
there's me who's.
I
Yeah,
am-
me too.
Yeah.
So I had to figure all that out. So now of course, I built the website, and we're making cheese, and we're doing events, and I need to find some time to do the recipes. But right now, I have a Greek chef that's making them for me when we do events, and she feeds them to her family,
Oh.
and they don't know that they're vegan.
They're so
They
good.
think
So-
that their mom's
So it's
benefits.
feta, just better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have a little pun too.
Oh,
there.
do you?
I was going to say that you have a wide variety of tastes in your inventory, so you're able to appeal to a broad range of palates. So I was going to say, dare I say, different Stokes for different folks.
There you go.
See,
I'm available. I'm available.
we are. I'm slowly winning Sue around to the puns.
But to answer your question, was our favorites. Mine is the smoked Gouda.
Oh, yeah?
I love the smoked Gouda.
I love any
Yeah.
cheese.
They're all great,
Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
the smoked Gouda, I just I attribute that one to actually tipping me to the point where okay, I can be a vegan.
Excellent.
I can do this, you know. And
Yeah,
but
it's true. I think if it wasn't for the smoked Gouda,
yeah,
he would have still been mucking around with on the edge. I like the pub cheddar. It's made
Yeah.
with a dark beer, and
Oh,
it's the
poor
only
Neil
one.
there, huh?
Yeah, it's the only
Can't
one that's
imagine
not
you like-
gluten free because
Oh,
of the beer.
because of
So
the
I
beer,
haven't
yeah.
been able to find a dark vegan gluten free beer yet. So if anyone knows of one, I have a dark vegan beer that we're using currently. We're
Are-
using Stranger Than Fiction by Collective Arts Brewing.
I was just about to say, are you able to disclose it?
Yeah, yeah.
Stranger Than
Oh,
Fiction,
happy.
yes?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy to.
So-
So that's the one we're currently using. It's got a very deep. It's a porter, and it has a
Oh,
really
yum.
rich flavor. So that's
have to
what
give it a
adds to
try.
the pub cheddar. And the pub cheddar and sharp cheddar, as you'll try for yourself, they're completely different tastes.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually tried everything, except for the creamy chive. That's the only one I haven't.
that's
tried,
my
so
favorite of the cream
That's
cheese.
going to be
Yeah.
my favorite.
We
I'm
have
sure.
that for breakfast every day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So who gets I guess you get the unenviable task of deciding which cheeses to pair up with which beer, and then you would be
Yeah, well-
which wine, I'm sure.
It actually, Tina's more of a wine drinker than I,
I saw,
am.
well, I only know that because
But-
I saw you at the gala
Yeah,
event.
yeah.
I saw a picture and you had a wine
I
glass
always
in your
have a
hand,
wine
and there's
glass in
Neil
hand.
with his
Yeah,
pint of beer.
Yeah, definitely the smoked Gouda for me. If it's there, I'll go to that one first. And the sharp cheddar and the feta, I don't really eat just by itself. It's usually crumbled on salads or on pastas. Or Tina introduced me to rolling feta and arugula.
Okay.
If you've never had that before, it's a wonderful combination flavor.
Yeah, lovely.
It's a real treat.
So
you know,
you've got
as
to
a little
get the
appetizer.
recipes
It's
on that
recipes,
website. Absolutely.
But Neil is really, I have to give Neil a lot of credit for this actually ever being a business rather than just being cheese that I make at home. So when I started making the cheese, I would sneak it onto platters because I was the only vegan I knew.
Yeah.
And then we'd entertain, of course, we'd have dairy cheese and I would throw my cheese in. And everybody that came, all our friends and family, asked about my cheese and said, wow, this is fantastic. Where did you get this? All the omnivores. And they couldn't believe it when I told them that I made it. It's vegan, it's made with cashews or it's made with tofu. And then they asked me to make it for them. So here I was making vegan
Doing all these
cheese
freebies.
for all these omnivores that
Yeah.
weren't making the switch.
Yeah.
But Neil was really the one who kind of pushed and said that I'm depriving vegans of really good cheese. That I mean, they can't even discern that it's vegan. We need to get this cheese out there. I was working full time, and I was in the corporate world, and I had an executive position that kept me very busy. So this was kind of something fun I did.
Yeah.
Well, he took our cheese to. I introduced it to the Vegan Danish Bakery,
Oh.
and that was the first place that carried our
Lily's
cheese.
great.
So I thought that would satisfy his comments about I'm depriving vegans of really good cheese. They can go to the Danish bakery and get it. But he took it a step further and took it to Ambrosia.
Pinky
Natural
in the
Foods.
brain here, huh?
Yeah.
You have much bigger plans.
Unbeknownst to me, off he goes to Ambrosia and tells them that my wife makes the best vegan cheese. So they said, well, bring it in, we'll have a taste. They tasted it, they loved it, they wanted it on their shelves.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
And that started a whole new world for me because you can't just hand over cheese and put it on a retail shelf. So that's where
Yeah.
I learned about what it takes to get a food
Oh.
product onto a retail shelf while I was still working full time. But we did it, we did the work and we managed it. And from there we've really grown organically, so we didn't really pursue companies, retail stores to try to carry our cheese because I couldn't do it. I was working.
Yeah.
And Neil suddenly was interested in the science. So, where he was afraid of the bacteria, he wanted to learn what I was doing. He said, "No, let's do this. This is great. We have to get the cheese out there." So he learned how to make the cheese along with me, and we continued to just grow organically with stores that were contacting us to say our customers are asking for your cheese.
Well, you're even in a couple of restaurants.
Yeah, we have
Now.
a couple of restaurants that use our cheese as well, and so we do provide it by the kilo to restaurants that want to use it, either for specialty items for events or for regular menu items too.
Can people, just individuals, buy the kilo?
Well, we're not really selling it to individuals by the kilo, but we do. I'm really happy to say that we are also available online through My Vegan Market.
Yeah, right
And
here in
she's-
Toronto.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Bonnie's
So-
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bonnie's fantastic. I know she was on the show.
Yeah.
As well. So
And then Vegan Supply out west, out in
so-
Vancouver.
So we ship our products out to Vancouver, and they ship our products worldwide.
Wow.
It's so cool. I'm new to Instagram as well because of
Yeah.
the business, and seeing somebody in Germany saying this is the best vegan cheese
I
I've ever
know.
had. I'm saying, Neil, look, someone in Germany has our cheese.
There's been a lot of talk about cheeses, and Sue's enjoyed all of these, and I'm sure you have. I'm starting to salivate. So,
We brought you some to take home too.
thank
I
you
know.
so much.
Thank you. That was very sweet. Yeah, we were gifted with a swag bag.
Yes, of course.
What do you recommend we give a try first?
Well,
You're going to say the smoke good of it.
well, how many times do I have to say it?
Well, I definitely understand the smoked Gouda is your favorite, but we
He'll
want to
start
build up.
talking palate cleansing and stuff
Well-
like that. So.
I don't know if you want to mess up your beautiful display here, but
Yeah, of course we do. That's what it's all about.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Look at the locusts in the audience all straining.
Honestly, I think I think I would recommend starting with the smoked Gouda. As
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well.
Excellent.
If you like
just to
smoke, there's-
keep. Oh yeah.
we found some people with smoked anything smoked that's either a love or hate.
Oh, it's a
Is that-
love.
Is that okay? Because some people really don't like smoke.
So I think I'm going to have to
Sure,
lean on you
Alec,
guys to
he
do-
always. You're
No,
not.
I'm gonna
Oh,
let
I
them
see.
do it.
You're going
Are
to
you?
defer to the
Okay.
experts.
Now I don't have my food glove.
It's okay.
okay.
We're all friends here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dig in here. Kind of doing this backwards.
Well, as we're talking, as you're cutting the
Preparing.
cheese.
Preparing.
As you're
Preparing
preparing my
everything.
cracker, the possibilities seem almost endless with your cheeses. I was looking up different things, so back to the recipes thing, but on crackers and on bagels, in sandwiches and wraps, for pizza, dips, dressings, pasta sauces, nachos mixed in with mashed potatoes, on vegetables. I mean,
Pierogies,
possibilities
pierogies as
are-
well.
pierogies,
Yeah.
you write
Thank
that
you.
down too.
I found the creamy chive with a little bit of nut milk, just to make it a little bit thinner. And we have vegan pierogies, which are one of the comfort foods that I like to go
See,
to.
you said to her that she was denying the world her
Yeah.
cheese. See, you have all these cool recipes.
Oh
you
no,
can
this
share.
is
Thank you very
Tina's
much.
the one that, but I love it. Like I'll eat anything. I'll try it, and then if it's
the
something
Gouda.
worthy, then what do you
Yeah,
think?
the spreads, we use the
Oh,
spreads
that's
all the
perfect.
time
Yeah.
for pasta sauces, and they go a really long way because all of our cheeses are solid cashews. They're not the nut milk, so they freeze beautifully, and they won't crystallize because it's all solid cashews. But if you're making a pasta sauce, I would suggest just using a plant-based milk and adding a couple of tablespoons of the spread because they're very thick and they go a long way. You'll end up with a beautiful cream sauce. And the sun-dried tomato is fantastic. Just adding it to a jarred tomato sauce, and suddenly you have this decadent, lazy, delicious sauce that tastes like you've slaved.
And so you said that you're using the porter for the
For the
smoked
pub cheddar.
No,
Yeah,
that's
the pub cheddar,
cheddar.
pub
Yeah,
cheddar.
pub cheddar.
the smoked Gouda. So all of these are using some kind of culture, is that correct?
Yeah, so I use quinoa Rejuvelac. So we sprout our own quinoa and make our own Rejuvelac for all of them.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, because you were right. Like the flavors are so complex and so bold, like robust, full-bodied, however you want to say it.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you the sharp cheddar.
Thank you. Now, I know you guys are very humble, so I'll just kind of mention this off the cuff, as an aside. But we recently had the sustainable duo on our show, Carly Bergman and Brendan Fitzgerald. And they said you did something very kind for them, so I want to hear it from you guys, what you did for them.
Well, Neil and I are very fortunate to have a home in Florida that we don't get to enough. And we saw their story on Instagram where they had black mold in their home and they were now living in their car. And I just kind of saw the tail end of Carly's story. And I've followed Carly for a while and the Sustainable Duo, Brendan, and I know that they're in Florida. And I knew that they were either in Fort Myers or Naples, and our house was in the middle. So Neil was napping, and I sent her a note right away and said, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing living in your car? We have a house.
Yeah.
Like, we have a pool. We have a pool guy that comes and takes care of it. It's beautiful. It's there.
Yeah.
And no one's using it right now. We're not there."
They leveled up, in other words, huh?
From the car, I think so. Anyway, I think they were probably a little bit curious as to what kind of strangers would send them a note. But I mean, these are wonderful people. I follow them. I know what they stand for. I know what
Yeah.
they're all about.
Yeah, they're
And
really nice kids.
they're
I shouldn't call them kids,
incredible.
but they're really nice.
They are
They're
incredible.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt, I felt close enough to them, and I felt that I knew what they stand for and what they believe in, which is very consistent.
Well, yeah,
with
they're
what
not
Neil and I
like
do.
shysters or charlatans,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
They're
So
real.
we have a
Yeah.
house, and I arranged to have our friends leave a key under the mat. And she, I'm sure, was very suspicious as to whose house she was going to, what's going on. But they went, and they're
Hidden cameras all over the place, huh?
Yeah, so we were just happy to be able to help
That's awesome.
fellow vegans,
Definitely.
So, I guess you can load us up again,
keep,
and in the
loading you up.
meanwhile, tell us what is or isn't in your cheeses. Whatever's easiest.
Okay, so our spreads are probably the cleanest of all of the cheeses because there's nothing but cashews, Rejuvelac, and then the ingredients such as sun-dried tomatoes or herbs or the chives.
We use real garlic, not garlic powder.
Yeah. The other cheeses, like the pub cheddar that you're about to taste, again, I said is made with beer, so.
You have my attention.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have any nutritional concerns about eating clean and not having alcohol, obviously the alcohol's burnt off when it's cooked. We also use agar to set the cheeses.
Do you use both agar? So it's agar.
Agar.
Just one agar.
Or agar, right?
He grows on you eventually. He grows on you.
Kind of like the mole.
I never heard of agar until we started using it.
Agar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sharp cheddar. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the pub cheddar. That's the one with the beer. And you can kind of taste the beer. Yeah, and we've added some
You
chives
can
to that one
actually.
as well. Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, I should have mentioned, in the smoked Gouda, there's white wine.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if you tasted the white wine.
I didn't
There's a
think
little
about it.
sweetness to
I
it.
did read it on your website.
We also make our own yogurt. So the sharp cheddar and the smoked Gouda, we make a soy-based yogurt, and I use the soy milk just because it's the closest to dairy milk and it in fat content, and it sets up like a really nice thick Greek
See,
yogurt.
for some people, cheese is the missing thing for them, to move
Yeah.
from vegetarianism to veganism. I know people, yogurt is the missing thing.
Yeah, and
So-
we make a delicious yogurt.
So
that's one of the
maybe
things that
you
Neil and
better
I
get
talk about.
that
To getting
going.
that to market.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
that truly, myself, I know someone very close to me who that's the thing that stops them.
We make the best yogurt, and my mother is a diehard yogurt eater. She eats yogurt every day. She buys these big, huge
Tubs
things
of
of
them,
yogurt.
yeah.
And then she
All
tasted
that
my
dairy.
yogurt, and she likes it better.
Get out.
Amazing.
Yes, and every time
Oh,
she comes,
that's
she
what
says,
I need.
"Oh, I need your yogurt." I haven't been able to find a yogurt that's on the market that doesn't have a bit of the aftertaste or aspartame.
Yeah.
So
Some are just bad.
yeah.
So you said yours is soy based
Yes, it's soy based, and
With cashews.
with cashew.
we make cashews. We use cashews as well as soy milk. And I know that some people have issues with soy, but it sets up as the best yogurt for
Yep.
us for the
I-
products.
Nutritionally, it's very similar as well.
Yeah.
So like, if you're comparing like animal dairy to a soy dairy product, they actually
Oh, can we
line
try,
up very closely.
am I able to try the
Green
chive
chive,
one?
she wants
Yeah,
to-
because
Oh,
I think
okay.
we only have time
Sure.
for one more, and I
this one
do
the
want to,
green
that's the one I want to try. Which one do you want to try, Alex?
Oh, don't worry, I'll
Well,
try them
Okay,
all.
okay, so then,
you go.
saying
That's
that,
the
oh, thank
creamy
you very
chive.
much.
So
I
there's
know I'm gonna
nothing in
love
this one except cashews,
This
Rejuvelac,
is
which is
my
the
favorite
culture,
cream cheese,
and
creamy
chives.
chive.
So what was the very first flavor you produced?
Oh,
That's a good question.
I can't
Commercially or at home?
I can't remember.
Okay, both.
I think at home.
Why can't it be both?
I think at home the
Oh
first
my God.
the first one I did was an almond feta. And it wasn't that great. I mean,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
good. It was good, but it wasn't like this feta. This feta tastes like feta.
Okay, the creamy chive. Like
That's my favorite.
That was excellent.
That's your favorite?
Sliced tomato, I'm in heaven.
That was very nice.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm a
I'll
grease person, so I want to have my chips and dips. So
We
that
make
would
cream
be good.
sauces with that, with a little bit of
Oh.
almond milk or soy milk.
Awesome.
It's delicious.
So good.
Yeah.
And the first that came out to market? Or first
They-
developed for market?
They were, none of them were really developed for market, as I mentioned to you earlier, right? I didn't really plan on starting a business. These were all developed to serve at home, but these are the ones that were cultured that I was working on at the
But the
present
cream
time.
cheeses came after the
Yeah, the creamy chive was the last one
Okay.
to do. But all the
That's
other
why I
ones were-
haven't had it. I've
Yeah.
got pretty much everything else sitting in my fridge.
Yeah.
But soon I will have the creamy
Excellent.
chive sitting in my fridge, won't I?
Yes,
When I
I
get my
hope
swag
so.
bag home. If it makes it that far, right? Yeah. I'll be, pick up a big bag of chips and eat it on the subway.
Well, I've got a box of Mary's crackers here for you, so.
There you go.
So if people want to get hold of you or, just find out more about you, where they can get your products, et cetera,
Yeah, so
where would,
they can go to our website, veganstokes.com, and from there they can go to our Instagram account or Facebook account, and it's our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at Vegan Stokes. We have a where to buy, obviously, on our
On the
website,
website, yep.
so you can take a look at that, and that's where you can also click on to buying online
Mm-hmm.
from Bonnie from My Vegan Market, and she's now shipping across Canada,
Mm-hmm.
which is excellent. And for the month of October, I believe Canada Post is offering small businesses a free shipping, so she's offering free shipping across
Wow.
Canada.
Very
That's
good.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
good
great
to know if anybody needs to
What?
buy some vegan products. and
Vets
have
are
them shipped to
actually
their
doing
door.
something
Yeah.
good for
Awesome.
a change, huh?
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It's
Our pleasure.
It's been a long time in coming.
Yes,
I'm very
thank you
glad
so
to
much
have
for
you.
having us. It was such a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Okay, so on the break, we get to see our own Alec Bossé in action. He's at the inaugural Anonymous for the Voiceless Cube of Truth in
Oh, yeah.
Burlington, held last July. And then we're going to be sitting down with Gwen Dunlop right after that. So
Awesome.
Anyway, enjoy.
Thank you so
again,
much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch it disappear. Watch the movie.